Delays are already starting back at South Bend Parkway exit 263. Also trouble in DeKalb County 285 westbound the inner loop at Flat Shoals exit 48. That's causing you delays leaving I-20. Checking on new trouble now in Doraville 285 westbound the outer loop at Peachtree Boulevard exit 31. I'm Mike Schultz, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. The cold front pushing the clouds out of the metro region later on this afternoon into the evening hours. Today's high is 54 with a northwest wind gusting 30 miles per hour. Chilly tonight as temperatures fall into the low 30s. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, high 55. Clouds and rain showers return on Saturday. Morning lows in the low 40s, daytime highs in the low 50s.
47 degrees right now in Hiram, 45 in Loganville, 47 degrees in Midtown Atlanta at 9:34. More news at 10. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Judd Hickenbotham, 95.5 WSB.
When the weather is at its worst,
We are looking at waves of heavy rain.
we're at our best.
The rain is here and it's going to be a factor all day long.
Stay prepared for whatever Mother Nature has in store.
We got a long way to go before we really dry out.
Check in often for updates on how it will affect you and your commute.
Number of spin-out crashes, several vehicles leaving the interstates early on.
With your severe weather station, 95.5 WSB.
The phone, and we ultimately expect to meet.
President Trump talking about his conversation with Vladimir Putin. Will continue to monitor the latest with Russia, Ukraine, but big Trump win yesterday in a courtroom in Boston. Federal buyouts a go. We'll update that story in 2 minutes on the Mark Arum Show.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated in the best hearing aids of 2024 by USA Today, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, just $189.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 500,000 happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
You okay?
I can't sleep with this cough.
Sounds like you need to vaporize that cold.
Vaporize?
Yeah, with NyQuil VapoCool. It's NyQuil plus a rush of Vicks vapors.
Whoa.
So you ready to get some sleep? Thank you, NyQuil VapoCool.
NyQuil VapoCool, the vaporizing nighttime coughing, aching, fever, best sleep with a cold medicine. And to vaporize sore throat pain, try Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Raise your hand if you've already turned on the heat because of the dropping temperatures. I'm raising my hand. It's Mark Arum here. I held out as long as I could, cranked up my furnace from Reliable Heating and Air. Speaking of which, did you know you can get any size furnace from Reliable Heating and Air, just $59.99 a month, and ask about their clean air upgrades. Get your free consultation by visiting ReliableAir.com. Over 240,000 homeowners, including me, have taken advantage of their Comfort as a Service program and saved thousands on heating and cooling systems, water heaters, generators, and more. Low monthly payments and all future repairs, maintenance, even filters, no additional charge for life. Plus, next day installation guarantee, or they pay you $500. Amazing promo right now. Any size furnace, just $59.99 a month, and ask about their clean air upgrades. Just go to ReliableAir.com and book your free consultation today. 9:37 on a really busy Thursday news day, monitoring RFK Jr.'s confirmation hearing later today on Capitol Hill. Kash Patel going to be getting out of the committee. Really no one's on the edge of their seat. They're both going to get confirmed. It's remarkable that all of the Trump nominees will get confirmed. They were all, at each individual one at some point, seemed to be doomed, but he's going to get a clean sweep on the confirmation. Obviously, we'll jump up there live to D.C. when the RFK Jr. confirmation hearing begins. Even though he will be confirmed, I'm sure there will be some fireworks on the floor of the Senate. And obviously, we're going to monitor what's going on at Russia, Ukraine. And you might have heard there, Judd, I don't know if he covered it, but we talked about it in Atlanta's Morning News, suspected terror attack in Germany. And the vice president is in Germany right now for a conference. So we're going to update that as well. But joining us now from ABC News in Boston, Peter Haralambous. Peter, I guess the big headline here is the fork in the road email, the buyout email from DOJ to federal workers. A federal judge says full steam ahead on that moving forward.
Yeah, that's exactly right. According to the Office of Personnel Management, that buyout offer is going forward as planned. The window to opt into the program apparently closed yesterday at 7:20 p.m. But the Trump administration at this point is taking this ruling from the judge, basically denying a request to block the buyout as a signal that they can move forward with this, that in their eyes it's fully legal, even though there might be some more legal challenges ahead.
What did the judge say yesterday in denying that request to issue an injunction blocking the buyout offer?
Yeah, so interestingly, the judge didn't actually weigh in that much on the legality or how that buyout process was initiated. At the end of the day, his decision came down to two things: standing and jurisdiction. On the first point, he came to the conclusion that the plaintiffs in this lawsuit, this was a group of federal unions, weren't the right people to bring this case, that the unions didn't have a direct enough stake in all of this to be the ones initiating this lawsuit, suggesting perhaps that this should have been filed by actual federal employees, for example, like a class of federal employees. On top of that, he found that the federal court wasn't the right avenue to pursue this. He suggested that there was an administrative remedy rather than a judicial one that needs to be exhausted first before they come to the trial court and ask for help.
So laying out the jurisdiction and standing, proposals there by the judge, does this open up further lawsuits that we might see folks getting in the right jurisdiction with the right standing to try to stop the buyout offer happening again?
Yeah, I think that's a fair thing to say. I think this judge's ruling, especially the lack of him weighing in on the overall legality of all this, seems to invite another lawsuit. I wouldn't be surprised if we see in another jurisdiction, in another district, or even the same district to a different judge, we see a very similar case brought, basically the same exact arguments, but with a different plaintiff, with a group of federal employees who are impacted, for example. And all of this, again, is coming as the federal government seems to be gearing up for a massive reshaping. We saw that executive order a few days ago where Trump's ordering his executive agencies to consult with DOJ to figure out a way to reduce staff headcount. That's certainly also going to prompt litigation, and I'm sure we're going to see this buyout offer combined with these impending layoffs kind of combined to be something that becomes an ongoing legal battle for these federal employees.
Peter Haralambous from ABC joining us on the Mark Arum Show. It looks like a huge win for Trump, Musk, and DOJ. What's their next move going forward now that they got the green light?
Yeah, I mean, this really is the first legal win for the Trump administration in the last 3 weeks of this administration. They've been dealing with loss after loss, and this is not only just a win, but a big win. So at this point, Musk, DOJ, and Trump are going forward with that buyout offer. It applies to about 73,000 federal employees who said yes to the offer itself. And then separately, now that the window is closed, DOJ is now evaluating how to reduce headcount other federal agencies. This is something the DOJ, for what it's worth, has been somewhat transparent about in court. They've said that basically once this buyout offer is complete, and they described the buyout offer as a, quote, humane off-ramp for federal employees who weren't going to get with the program, that big changes were coming, and that, if anything, this buyout was them being nice before they put on, much more aggressive and perhaps less kind take to federal employees.
That being said, Peter, what happens to the over 1.9 million federal employees that didn't take the buyout? What's their future hold?
So if you ask the federal unions who initially brought that lawsuit, it's a pretty ominous future at that, in that, now that, they've said no to this buyout offer, they're theoretically fair game for the Trump administration to come to and say, your position has effectively been eliminated. We saw the beginning of this last night. We saw some employees at the Department of Education already begin to lose their jobs. So I will note that it's not going to be as easy as like a private company like Elon Musk's Twitter, X, to just get rid of these employees. Federal employees historically have kind of robust protections, especially these, folks who serve across administrations. They're not necessarily in a position to simply be terminated at will, even though the Trump administration has made these kind of sweeping efforts to reclassify federal employees. So there are going to be legal hurdles. There are going to be restrictions on how these layoffs can go into place. But the Trump administration has been crystal clear that they believe that there are simply too many federal employees and that a change needs to come to reduce the overall number of them.
Big update on a big story. Peter Haralambous, ABC News. Peter, as always, thanks for your time.
Thanks so much for having me, Mark.
So the federal judge says, okay, go ahead. And that it's weird, 7:20 p.m. If you were one of the 1.9 million plus federal workers that didn't accept that fork in the road buyout, you had until 7:20 p.m. That would have been a hectic couple of hours, right? From the judge making that decision in the afternoon to the 7:20 p.m. deadline. I wonder how many folks took him up on that buyout offer. Jack. We had Jack on yesterday.
Yeah, Jack yesterday.
Jack, I wonder what Jack did. Yeah, we'll find out. Did Jack he said it sounded like he was leaning toward it, right?
Yeah.
He didn't want to go back to work in the office. I get it. But, you know.
Especially if you think you're going to get fired at some point.
Yeah.
You know, you're like, well, might as well just do it now.
Yeah. But he's like, what if they make you go back to the office? Nah, I'm good. And I understand. If you've been working from home for 5 years and all of a sudden they're like, hey, you got to go in. Yeah, I'd probably say no, too. Anyway, so big win there for the Trump administration, Doge, and Mr. Musk in the court system. I do want to quickly update the developing situation in Munich. CNN reporter there giving us the latest.
Yeah, the scene behind me you can see is of one still of chaos and detritus left all over the floor. What we do know now is that a 24-year-old asylum seeker originally from Afghanistan has now been arrested and is the perpetrator. He drove that white car, that white Mini that you can see there, and left this chaos behind him. You can even see a pushchair there, and it is believed that one of the injured, very heavily and very badly injured, is a child. Just after the attack happened, we had a senior Bavarian politician come down here, Markus Söder, and he said that he suspected that this was also an attack without offering any other evidence. But the issue of attacks here in Germany is becoming one that is a very, very serious one and ever more prominent as we get closer to an election here, with immigration, in particular illegal immigration, becoming a main political issue. But as you can probably see, this is a busy junction, or what would be a busy junction, and it is crawling with police officers. And in fact, the entire city is crawling with police officers from outside restaurants into the pedestrian areas, into the old city, around the hotels, because we have a major international conference going on here. Like you said, Vice President J.D. Vance is coming. The Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, will also be here, along with other delegations and other heads of state from around the world for the Munich Security Conference. So you would expect to see an increased police presence. So one of the questions that will be asked now is, how did this attack happen with so many police officers here, Sarah?
And why did this happen? Looks like a suspected terrorist attack in Munich. J.D. Vance, the vice president, going to be there. Another big international story we're following. Hey, by the way, happy Galentine's Day. That's today. Valentine's Day is tomorrow. What about a day for the dudes? I've got a new proposal. I'll share it with you next on the Mark Arum Show.
When the weather is at its worst,
It's going to be one of those days in which we are in and out of some of these heavier deluges.
we're at our best.
WSB Storm Tracker radar showing some heavy rain moving through the metro.
Stay prepared for whatever Mother Nature has in store.
Another round of rain moves in this weekend.
Check in often for updates on how it will affect you and your commute.
Standing water on 400 Southbound just before Windward Parkway.
With your severe weather station, 95.5 WSB.
Welcome to Window Wisdom with North Georgia Replacement Windows. We are here with the owners and experts, Ted Kirk and Jonathan Cullum. Jonathan, when I drive around, I've noticed plenty of rotted and foggy windows. Why do so many people put off their window projects?
In our experience, they think it's going to be too expensive, or they've heard the nightmare stories of high-pressure, buy-it-now salespeople.
So, Ted, what is North Georgia Replacement Windows doing to help make this problem easier?
Well, you can start small. We allow homeowners to do as many or as few windows as they'd like at one time. We also offer a 3-year price lock guarantee on our Infinity from Marvin Fiberglass windows and doors, which gives you 3 full years to complete your project without worrying about the product costs going up.
Any recommendations on how to handle the unscrupulous sales tactics?
You don't deserve that. Just call us instead. We're different. We provide a stress-free experience with quick, accurate proposals without pressure or pricing games. There's plenty of good reasons why other window and door companies don't want you to see us.
Ted and Jonathan, thank you so much for your guidance, your knowledge, experience, and expertise. And we really appreciate you keeping the window shopping process simple. And right now at North Georgia Replacement Windows, it's time for our February special. Heart-stopping savings you'll love. Up to 20% off your project, plus up to 18 months no interest, no payment financing. Hurry, these specials end February 28th, 2025. That's up to 20% off your project and up to 18 months no interest, no payment financing. Offers like these are for a limited time. Visit the beautiful new showroom in Alpharetta and visit our website for all the details on these special offers. Hurry, these specials end February 28th, 2025. Visit ngwindows.com today.
Infinity from Marvin, replacement windows, yeah!
At Ameris Bank, we're invested in the success of your business. Our local bankers are ready to help you improve your cash flow, optimize your operating accounts, and access financing when you need it. From treasury services and digital banking to loans and lines of credit, we offer tailored solutions to help your business thrive. At Ameris Bank, we're with you. Visit amerisbank.com/withyourbusiness or walk into one of our branches today to get started. Ameris Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. All loans subject to credit approval.
Are you heading out of town? Barlow Lexus of South Atlanta offers complimentary airport parking for their service guests. Let them care for your Lexus while you travel. Call 1-800-NEW-LEXUS to schedule your service appointment and utilize their airport parking concierge service.
Bugs bugging you? Better call Breda Pest Management. They handle bugs and critters. And Breda is proud to sponsor Scott Slade, Georgia, every Thursday on Atlanta's Morning News.
Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. If you're my age or older, you remember that song. Hey, it's Mark Aaron back from my pals at Xfinity. You